Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope everyone is doing good out there. Glad to have you guys here for another weather update, my friends. Let's go ahead and see who we got here for today. Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm currently trying to fix something here. My jacket got a little messed up, but we're good now. Alright, what's up guys? Hope everyone's doing good out there. We're gonna go ahead and hop over here to the main view here. What's up guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Got ourselves Rain, we have Roadster Jim, got ourselves Darian, we got T-Dust, or is it T-Dust? Yeah, T-Dust. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing all right. Brock Edits, we have Jerry, we have Lightning, we have Rebecca, let's see, Andrea, James, Tabletop, Logan. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good out there. Anyway, so yeah, we have ourselves a bit of a system that we are watching here. This one's going to be bringing a little bit of a mix of everything. You know, we're kind of throwing everything into a pot here with this storm. I do think that down in time, this will be bringing a problem for the southeast. Obviously, we're supposed to get a lot of rainfall out of this storm system here. So this is not just impacting the west, guys. This is not just impacting the west. This will actually be impacting the, you know, starting across the west, obviously, and then kind of rolling across the southeast as we are going to be seeing here. Overall. So here's the models. This is the NAM 3-kilometer model. We're going to go and render the last run because the one that's currently coming out is not quite done yet. But yeah, you can see how we are going to be getting a lot of precipitation rolling across the west. Now, this is actually going to be a big problem for the potential of flooding out there by like California and stuff. Obviously, they don't handle water too well, especially lots of it. And we are expecting to see quite a bit of accumulations of rainfall out in those regions. Also, this will be bringing a big problem for snowfall up in those upper elevations there. So we'll have to obviously look out there for that overall. So yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on it. But I do want to take you guys over here to the GFS. We're going to take a look at the GFS, which is the long-range model. So like I was explaining here, or saying here a minute ago, we are seeing this storm system. You know, there it is in all its glory. Impacts the west here kind of around the 31st. I mean, this is going to be relatively happening right around the 1st of February. So we're starting off the new month with something pretty nasty. So yeah, obviously this will be kicking its way across the west here. I don't have precipitation type on. Let's go ahead and turn that on so you guys can kind of see the snow and rain. Like I was explaining there, yeah, it could be a big problem for those upper elevations. I know this model is not very high resolution. It's you know, a long-range model. But yeah, this will be bringing a lot of snow for the west, you know, the southwest here. Be bringing a lot of upper-level snowfall up there by California. I think there could be quite a bit here. Now, then the system's going to kick off here across the east. Now, I do think it's certainly possible The models are talking about the potential of maybe seeing a bit of severe weather concerning out there towards the southeast. I mean, even the Storm Prediction Center, they mentioned it in their outlook. They said that it right as of right now, it's too early to tell, and it's too early to be issuing risks for it, because there is still a little bit of uncertainty of where the potential could be. But I will tell you, both models, both the GFS and the ECMWF, do show a bit of instability, working its way towards the southeast here, which will potentially drive out some severe weather potential. So it's certainly a possibility. But obviously out of the system here, we're going to get a lot of rainfall too to be spinning up across the southeast here. There's been talks about a little bit of winter weather across the southeast. I know a lot of people are freaking out about that, but I wouldn't have your hopes up on it, honestly. I know there's a lot of people that are saying, hey, look, there's a potential for winter weather. While there potentially could be, the models are really not talking much about it. I mean, GFS really barely, this is the first one I've seen the GFS started barely talking about it. So honestly, I'm not too confident on that fact here. I mean, the ECMWF, the European model, known to be one of the most accurate models, does not even depict on the winter weather out of it. So I think it's just going to be mostly a rain event for the South. I mean, I really don't see too much of a problem regarding that. We'll have to see some, let's see, snow this time in Arkansas. Got ice last storm. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. That was a pretty crazy storm. Absolutely. Let's see. No big storm anytime soon. Maybe some rain or snow for the South. It says rain. Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, there's going to be the potential on this storm to cause multiple hazards. I mean, I would consider this a big storm. By the sheer size of it, for one, I mean, it's a pretty massive storm system. Like I said, it's going to be causing some flooding concerns as well. I mean, they already have risks out there for flooding. Like for the day 3 outlook, we have a big slight risk out there in Northern California. California is going to see a lot of problems here with the potential of flooding. So obviously, if you live out there towards California, especially the northern side, northwestern side, it would be good to obviously monitor the progression of the storm here, as we do have ourselves a risk for flooding. And overall, I think day 4 does have one as well. Yep, day 4 is for South California here, out there by like San Diego. We have Los Angeles. Here, let's go ahead and turn on the town names for you guys. But yeah, out there by like Los Angeles, San Diego. I mean, we got ourselves some pretty, some pretty decent flooding risks out there, as we are going to be seeing that jet of precipitation roll through. But then, of course, like I said, this thing will work its way to the east here, which could cause a bit of problems. But anyways, I will tell you now, for the time being, guys, it looks pretty nice. Not a whole lot of stuff going on. Here later on tomorrow morning, there's actually something I want you guys to be paying attention towards. There might be a snow squall rolling through Michigan by tomorrow morning. If you don't know what a snow squall is, it's basically a really heavy line of snow that causes, obstructions in views and all that stuff. Here, let me hop you guys over here to this model. We're actually going to pull up the NAM here, because I'm real curious to see how the NAM shows this now. Once again, 18 Zulu's coming through, so let's hop to 12 Zulu for now. So, yeah, look at that. So it really shows this like long line of snow, and it actually possibly could have a line of sleet and freezing rain on it as well. So obviously for tomorrow morning commutes, this could bring some problems. So basically what's happening here, if you guys want a demonstration or an explanation, I should say, of what's going on, why this is causing this to happen. So we have ourselves a little bit of a mass, a little bit of a area of low pressure bringing down colder air from up north. Now, when it comes to it here, basically what's going on is, with everything popping off and, everything going on here, we have ourselves that cold air rubbing up against the warm Great Lakes. Now, the water of the Great Lakes is actually pretty warm. It's not super, super warm, but it's, warmer than the air that's coming right over it. So that's allowing for it to, generate a bunch of precipitation, which will obviously be bringing a big problem for, bringing a big problem there for potential snow squalls and, just heavy bands of snow, I think could be a real big problem here. Especially, I would say down south there too. It obviously depends on exactly what happens, but it looks like we could have a problem with their, like I said, freezing rain there too for tomorrow morning. Which obviously, I mean, it's going to be pretty heavy. It's just going to be one quick, heavy burst of nasty precipitation, in which obviously I think that could have maybe some impacts on the morning commute. Let's try HRRR. Yeah, so the HRRR is showing the same thing here. Yeah, you can actually kind of see that low pressure system right here. You can see how it's tracking kind of southeast here. So it's just kind of shooting its way down, bringing some of that Arctic air down with it. Which is, allowing for the cold air to rub against the Great Lakes and basically just, start up a whole little squall there overall. Honestly, but it's not set to last too long. It's supposed to be gone by the evening. But, some areas out there, possibly by Ohio, maybe could even see a little bit of snowfall from it. I think the areas that could definitely be impacted, I think, is mostly the tri-state here between Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. I think that's kind of where the concerns are going to be, at, per se. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see what the accumulations have to say on that here. I'm curious to see. You know what? There we go. We'll see this. So, like I said, I'm not expecting that much problems with it, but, some areas could easily pick up maybe 1-2 inches or so out of this line here for tomorrow morning. So we'll have to, obviously keep an eye out there for it. Obviously 1 to 2 inches, could cause some problems some places. I mean, they're very, I'm not going to say it's quite likely, but there is a possibility that, due to this, since it's happening early, by the time, obviously people are going into work and, going into school, I think there possibly could have some closures, if not definitely some delays, I think, if this did play out the way that the models are suggesting it does. And even the NAM 3-kilometer model does show how it goes, pretty much 1 to 3 inches, 3 at maximum, right around 1 or 2 expected overall. So, could be bringing a little bit of that. But one of my main things, like I was talking about, what I am mostly concerned about is the potential of ice. Like I said, the models they did actually suggest how there could be a bit of ice involved with the storm here, with this little storm system tomorrow. Let's see, we're going to hop our way over here to winter weather, and we'll go to, let's see, total ice accumulation. There we go. So yeah, total ice here. GFS is not really the best model. We kind of look at our mid-range models here overall. Yeah, so there you go. So NAM shows in Indiana getting maybe some places up to 1/10 of an inch of ice, which, obviously is nothing absolutely catastrophic, but, obviously it could lead to some slick spots for tomorrow morning commute into the afternoon, actually. Could be an issue. So we'll have to look out there for that. So if you live out there in Indiana, there's a good possibility we could have that impacts there. So that's NAM. Obviously not good to just look at one model, so let's look at the RAP model. So RAP shows, let's see, I don't think that one goes, there we go. There we go, this is the RAP model. Yeah, RAP barely shows any. It shows a little bit there. Let's try HRRR, the HER model. So HRRR here, yeah, honestly kind of agrees with RAP. Seems like NAM's going a little above and beyond here. So yeah, I mean, we could have some localized pockets, maybe up to 1/10 of an inch or so, which it's a possibility. But overall, I'd say is not going to cause too many problems with that. It's mostly the low visibility from the snowfall and stuff like that when it's going to be coming down here. But all models do obviously agree on the snowfall coming through. Let's see, where is there we go, breeze of type. What's up, Robin? We're doing good. Glad to have you here. Yeah, there you go. The model shows that rolling through here. Yeah, just a little bit of an air mass coming down from the north here. It's going to be bringing down a little bit of cooler air too. Let's see, temperatures. Yeah, you can see how it's bringing down a bit of cool air right here. How it's keeping the upper Midwest. I mean, it's not super cold. Obviously, it's actually warmer than you guys have been experiencing here, but it's keeping you guys in the 30s during the daytime. So it's gonna be a little chilly for me, anyways. Being a Floridian here now, it's 30s is a little cold for us. I haven't experienced that in so long. I am completely vulnerable to the cold air now. Let's see. What about wind gusts? I don't think winds are going to be too much of an issue. Yeah, they're not. These are wind gusts, by the way. These are what the winds could peak at. You know what the winds could gust up to, and maybe up to 30. I mean, it's not going to be anything absolutely crazy. With 30-mile-an-hour winds is not too bad. I mean, it's a little windy, obviously, but it's not terrible. So yeah, that could be a thing there. Let's try a different model. Let's try NAM here. Just want to see obviously the blend between the models. Yeah, looks like we're gonna be stuck right in the 30-mile-an-hour wind gust potentially. Let's see. I have a friend in Columbus. Anything happening for him? So yeah, Columbus, honestly, when it comes to it, there could be a little bit of snow tomorrow, actually. Doubt we'll see much of anything significant. I mean, it really cuts off once it kind of rolls through Columbus. There you can kind of see central Ohio. You'd be lucky if you got an inch, honestly. Don't see too much of a problem. What's up, John? Hope you're doing good, man. Ash says, any updates on the system that might bring snow to the Carolinas next week? So, yeah, I was mentioning that to you guys today. I think a lot of people are hyping this up for no reason. I think a lot of it's for views and stuff. But, from what I've been seeing, honestly, I mean, last couple of model runs, I don't know where they've been getting that information from. I mean, I am not seeing hardly anything on it. Even if it was to happen, I don't think it would do much. The only type of winter weather I'm seeing out of this here is the latest GFS maybe showing a few hours worth of, snowfall across the upper elevations of North Carolina. But I think a lot of it's, I don't see it. I really don't see it. So I would not get your hopes up if you live out there, guys. Seriously, that is just one thing I would not quite trust quite yet. I mean, I know a lot of you guys, if you hear the possibility of snow down south, you're going to freak out and be like, oh my gosh, it's about time. And it comes down to it and you don't get nothing. It's, once again, man, it's downletting here. Let's see. So, I mean, look at this. Yeah, European does not even show anything. It's just all rain. All of it's rain. And how I think it's going to be, actually. Honestly, I don't see enough support on it right now to say it's going to snow down in the south. So if you've heard that, I mean, like I said, I'm not completely saying it's out of the question, which I kind of am, actually, at this moment. I don't see any support. Now, if models start changing and they start showing support of snow, then yeah, we'll talk about it. But right now, I don't know where people have been getting the potential of snowfall. I mean, like I said, GFS, it's all rain for the most part. I mean, except for that little itty-bitty pocket up there towards North Carolina. But, they've already seen a little bit of snow this year. And not to mention, it's one model, one run. I mean, the previous runs of GFS going back here in the previous times, you can see how there's barely even anything at all. So, like I said, guys, I wouldn't trust it. Am I making a spring forecast? No. Let's see. I will it snow in Jackson, California. Wait. Will it snow? Or, I don't know if you meant will it snow in Jackson, California? 3,000 feet. So obviously, yeah, from this storm system, there is going to be a bit of upper level snowfall. So that will be a bit of a concern for some areas. Let's go and hop over here. So you can actually see how there will be some snowfall for those upper elevations there. So yeah, I don't think the mid-range quite reaches out that far yet. 12 Zulu. It's getting there, yeah. Honestly, at 3,000 feet, here, this is what I can do. This is very important. So 3,000 feet is roughly 900 millibars. Let's see. So what I can do, 925 millibars height. Okay, so obviously we want this to be 0 Celsius or lower. So that's freezing point. This is, hold on, let me do the conversion real quickly. You said 3,000 feet? millibars. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, that would be right around 925 to 850 millibar range, which, I mean, for this in particular hour, it does show it getting freezing across those mountain ranges right for forecast hour 126. Hold on, y'all. I'm kind of figuring this out here for you. It's a little bit difficult to forecast it. That's something I always hated in meteorology, is like the fact that it's like, there you go, 126, right? Okay, that's well after. Yeah, I don't think so, honestly. I think it's mostly going to be higher up in those higher elevations. Tabletop, we did not mention that yet, and no, there's no risk for you. Okay, let's get rid of that there. But yeah, there is actually a bit of severe weather that I am possibly watching. You know, like I was explaining here, with all that winter weather everybody's saying in the south, I don't see too much of that happening. But here, I need to fix my camera here for a minute. There we go. But whenever it comes to the severe weather potential, that I think is a possibility, because, you know, the GFS does show. Obviously, it's very messy right now, which, you know, in the early process of setups, severe weather setups, you know, whenever the models start talking about them, obviously CAPE is all over the place, and it's usually very capped out, as the models do suggest right now. The GFS does show some pockets of breaking. Models are never perfect when it comes to long-range severe weather tracking. Now, whenever it comes to the instability that was available, we looked at the GFS. GFS shows enough instability available for these storms to pop off. Let's see. Hop up to, clear CAPE. Here we go. So, yeah, the European model, we're going to have to drop up to the 12 Zulu run. The European model, you know, does show a bit of CAPE coming through. It seems like mostly Florida. Not a whole lot of energy, but like I said, you know, long-range models don't do very well with energy potential energy, I should say. Let's see. DJ says, okay, thank you, no problem. Yeah, DJ, like I said, I'm not sure how accurate that will be, honestly. It really changes. I mean, mountain forecasting is not my expertise. You know, if I was really to try to find, you know, exactly where you were, the exact elevation, the models and stuff like that, you know, when it comes to it, it's like a little difficult to forecast. There's a lot of things that would take me a while. It will take me a while to actually calculate that. See, no thunderstorms. Check that speed. Did you see their discussion, though, Rain? They've been mentioning it for a couple days, actually, how there is the potential of severe weather down south. It's too early to tell. Here, let's see. It's just too early to tell exactly where that's going to be, because, you know, the models are still a little all over the place with the, you know, still are all over the place with all that going on. Let's see here. Here, look at this, my friend. This is what I was talking about. You got to read these sometimes, too, when taking a look out there for this. You can see with surface being maintained, let's see, surface region being maintained, Florida data 6, warm moist sector, because blah, blah, blah. A lot of stuff you probably wouldn't understand very well. So a lot of these weather terms are pretty crazy. There you go. Seemingly isolated severe threat across Florida Peninsula. So remain quiet amongst blah, blah, blah. I can't, my camera's in the way of everything, so it's hard for me to see. But yeah, you got to read these texts here too. You can't just look at this. I mean, obviously, looking at, you can see how it says predictability too low and not potential too low. Potential too low means that there's no potential for severe weather. Predictability means it's too early to tell. Okay, so keep that in mind, Rain. And like I said, when it comes to it, between the models, like I said, the GFS and ECMWF, they both do show some forms of instability available, you know, especially with that Gulf advection we have. I think that's going to be a potential thing. Let's see here. David, dude, coming in with a $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much, dude. That is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Saying, what is the forecast for North Louisiana for Saturday night? We're trying to have, let's see, Mardi Gras. Okay, so 71201. Let's see, 71201. Thanks, man. I appreciate the 5, dude. That's very sweet of you. Definitely helps me out, man. Thank you so much. Okay. Here, let's hop over here. So you're out there by Monroe area. So honestly, you said for when? Saturday night. Saturday night. What day is Saturday? Hold on a minute, y'all. What day is Saturday? Saturday is what? The 3rd? 3rd? Pretty sure. Okay. Well, it's a little ways away down there. Hold on. Pulling up models here. All right, let's go and hop over here. So for the 3rd. Oh, okay. So I hate to tell you this, man. That's part of what I was watching is the potential for, you know, a lot of heavy rainfall overall. You know, definitely is something that we need to keep an eye out there for. And you can see right here for 1 p.m. on February 3rd, which is Saturday, how it does show a bit of rainfall. It does show it potentially clearing by evening, but obviously that's, you know, timing right now. This little far out here is a little not the easiest. While you can see this model for 7 p.m. on Saturday has the rain just starting to hit you. So you see how the models are still a little bit off. But Saturday, it does look like you are going to get rain, my friend. It does look like you are going to get the potential out there for a bit of heavy rain. I mean, it's something to keep an eye out there for. Look at the Icon model. Yeah, Icon showing some real heavy precipitation there for the evening of the 3rd. So it looks like it's going to be quite a rainy one, my friend. I hate to tell you that. But once again, dude, thanks for the 5, dude. Appreciate it. What's up, Mr. Top Fan? Hope you're doing good, man. Let's see here. Alright, so they're tabletop. People say the hurricane season 2024 could be worse than the hurricane season 2023. This information just came out. La Nina is what's going to make it active. Here, let's talk about that, actually. Here, let me bring up Enzo. Let me bring up something for you guys. Here we go. Okay. We bring this up on our winter forecast quite often. Oh, yeah. Wow. That did drop a bit, actually. Here, let's full screen this for you guys. So that is your Pacific oscillation, by the way, guys. Your average sea surface temperatures out in the equator in the Pacific, which has a lot to do with weather patterns. You know, so the median of the models have it right in that line there, kind of right where that red line is, which is your dynamic average. So this is basically, you know, the average between the models showing what the temperature is more than likely going to be. Okay. So hurricane season, I think, starts in July. Pretty sure July. Hold on. I feel like I just looked this up the other day too. June 1st until November 30th. Okay. So yeah, June 1st. So August. Hold on. That's April. Sorry, April, May, June. May, June, July. So I said, what is it? Shoot, I already forgot. So it's right in this area here whenever hurricane season starts. So right in here is whenever hurricane season starts. In the models, they don't have it quite in La Nina per se, which obviously, yeah, La Nina, if you don't know, is very, the conditions needed for a very active tropical Atlantic due to less wind shear. We call these trade winds, weaker trade winds, which, you know, helps storms like tropical systems further be able to develop, because they don't like wind shear. They don't like the strong winds because that helps kind of rip them apart and prevents them from really kind of getting organized. But in a La Nina, it means those winds are weaker, which allows them to kind of get better a hold of themselves and, you know, overall become worse. And since the models on average at the beginning of hurricane season here shows us right around, pretty much right around like Enzo neutral grounds. which is not La Nina or it's not El Nino. It's kind of normal conditions, you know. And obviously, it does show, the models do kind of show it getting maybe into a weak La Nina. You can kind of see how we have this little pocket here where the heavy models, you know, kind of right in this region here, which is, you know, -1 Celsius, which kind of a weak moderate La Nina in a way. You know, it is a possibility. You know, obviously there is some models that keep it in the neutral grounds, but it does seem like a weak La Nina is possible. Which is pretty crazy. You know, I find this really crazy because, you know, it's actually changed, you know, the Pacific oscillation. So El Nino, La Nina, the oscillations change between every 2 and 7 years. And we just got out of La Nina last fall, I believe. Last fall. So it hasn't even been a year yet. And we're already going from a really strong El Nino. We're in a really strong El Nino right now. We're going from a really strong El Nino to a La Nina again in less than a year. That'll be, pretty sure that's going to be record breaking if that did actually occur, which that is crazy. And that will definitely alter some pretty nasty weather. But yeah, so back to the hurricane season, though, like I was talking about. I mean, obviously, it does show right around hurricane season, us getting into, you know, neutral conditions, like, you know, normal conditions, and not quite La Nina. Maybe towards the late, maybe out there towards like the late portion of the hurricane season. Maybe it could get more active as we progress into hurricane season. But starting out, more than likely, it'll be in neutral conditions. And by the time it ends, or by the time we're, you know, at the peak, per se, it'll probably be weak La Nina. Does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully. And basically, I want to go ahead and mention this, too. The way that El Nino and La Nina are determined is how warm the surface temperatures of the Pacific Ocean at the equator are. So, for example, this is in Celsius, by the way, guys, which is, you know, 1 degree Celsius, I think it's like, what, 2 or 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Obviously, a Celsius is, you know, to change. There's a lot more of a temperature gap from Celsius to Fahrenheit. But overall, you know, you can see 0.5 to -0.5. So, like I said, this is normal conditions. This is just normal conditions. This is La Nina. So this is La Nina, and then this is El Nino. So El Nino's up here, neutral conditions down here, and you know, La Nina cooler than normal is down here. So right now we're in an El Nino, so the waters at the equator are, you know, a couple of degrees warmer than normal, which obviously influences the global weather. Because you got to think, the Pacific Ocean is a massive body of water. It is the biggest body of water on the planet. And so there's a lot of influences to do with that body of water when it comes to it. So, you know, right now, this is the latest observations. We're right in this region here. You know, we are right in a pretty strong El Nino. So the temperatures are much more above average right now. But then, of course, like I said, that will start to potentially tank as we approach spring and into summer, right around hurricane season. Anyways, that's enough of that. But hopefully you guys, you know, learned something about that. But I just thought I'd show that whenever that comment came through. Let's see. Heading to work, and it's so cold in New York City. Is it really? Yeah, I was watching. That's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about too. Speaking of it being cold, my friend. Yeah, we're probably going to see a little bit of Arctic air come down. You can see how right now, you know, it's relatively normal, but look at this. There's a big invasion of a bit of Arctic air that possibly could come, you know, to the northeast here. It could actually cause really cold temperatures. Look at that. Possibly even out there by like Maine and upper state of New York could reach the negatives. This is February 4th, by the way. In the morning of the February 4th, but it could reach the negatives, which is crazy. That is very cold. Very, very cold. Yeah, model's been talking about that for a little bit too. They've actually been mentioning that for a little bit. Let's see here. I'll even show you guys what we're looking at. America, we'll do this. So you can see the pattern we're in right now, how we mostly have a big bulk of high pressure across the west. So this is actually leading to some pretty nice conditions across the country right now, you know, across some of those regions there. But that's quickly going to change. We're having another little trough, another little area of low pressure that is going to be working its way. Like this is the system that's going to be driving that potential snow squall we were talking about, bringing down a little bit of cool air, bringing in, you know, a little bit of potential for snow and maybe a little bit of ice too for tomorrow morning's commute. So that little low pressure system is going to be working its way to the southeast here. And of course, after that system rolls through, there will be a big omega block, a huge ridge right across the central country, which, like I said, high pressure is associated with nice conditions. I mean, warmer temperatures usually, obviously, you know, so warmer temperatures and, you know, less precipitation. I mean, it's pretty nice, pretty nice. But then, like I said, then that big storm system we're talking about, which is right here, that big trough out to the west, this is what is going to be a bit of a problem for the country coming up here. So obviously, as we approach our way here into the 1st of February, we're going to start to get slammed by a lot of precipitation, you know, a lot of potential flooding. Flooding across California. We're going to see a lot of snowfall for those upper elevations, not just of California, but also part of the Southwest. We'll be seeing a lot of snowfall as well in those upper elevations, you know, possibly out there by like Arizona, Nevada, maybe Utah. Could see a bit of snowfall in some regions there. And at the same point here, as you guys are experiencing that, the east is still going to be relatively calm. But then, as we approach our way into the 2nd and into the 3rd, you notice how that trough really, really digs its way down here into, you know, it really digs its way down here into the deep south. So going from the west coast to the southern plains. And at this point, this is where I'm a little concerned, per se, because models, they do show a bit of instability. They do show a bit of energy in the Gulf of Mexico for potential thunderstorm fuel. And as this trough does advance eastward, this will steer the winds to possibly bring up some of that instability and slam it up against the southeast. Now, what that means is that, you know, if there is a lot of instability available down there in the Gulf of Mexico, if there is enough available energy down there, this could bring up that energy and push it against the southeastern United States, which could cause severe thunderstorms. I think that is a good possibility. The models right now, the GFS and the ECMWF, the European model and the American model, they both do talk about the potential here for enough instability being available in the atmosphere for severe weather to occur. And of course, you know, the wind shear, you know, with energy, you need winds. So, you know, with the thunderstorm juice, you need the winds to help organize, you know, these potential storms into a mature thunderstorm. You need them to really kind of, you know, help get everything organized. And since we have this trough, since we have this low pressure system, the winds are actually pretty strong pulling to the north here. Which will be driving all that instability with it and, you know, organizing it potentially into severe weather. I think it's a possibility. I think it's a much greater probability than having snowfall like everybody's been saying. I just don't see the snow. I mean, obviously the models, like the GFS, the last run does show, like, you know, western North Carolina specifically, maybe getting a little bit of something, but that's one model, that's one run. The previous models before that didn't really show it. European does not even say anything about snowfall down in the deep south. I mean, that's the thing, is I wouldn't trust that yet. I wouldn't get your hopes up yet, because, you know, there's a lot of people that are already hyping this event here for the south. They're already hyping like, oh my God, there's gonna be some snow, everybody get ready. No, I don't see it. I don't see it, and, you know, it's not on my end. I mean, I've been tracking weather for many years. I mean, several years. And obviously I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this here. And, You know, I can even show you firsthand. So obviously, like I was explaining, you know, the GFS mostly just shows rain for the south. It doesn't show much snow. The only bit of snow that it does show is out there in those upper elevations of, like I said, the Smoky Mountains. You know, that's one model though. Previous model before that, look, there's like nothing winter related. Same thing before that. You know, it's so much all over the place. And so for people to say that there is going to be winter weather at this time for a lot of the deep south, and like I said, they're not talking about this area. They're talking about like these areas getting winter weather. I think it's a little bit of bogus right now. I think it's a bit of baloney. And obviously the people who are saying that right now, don't trust them, because obviously it's literally up in the air. I mean, it's there in La La Land, and anybody can be like, oh yeah, there's going to be snow here. When in reality, it doesn't look like it. You know, like I said, I'm not saying that there's 100% not going to be the possibility for any snowfall across the southeast. But right now, I am saying that, because there is no support on it. Once I start seeing some concrete, solid evidence that the models are showing me that there will be snow down here, then I will start mentioning it. And once I see several model runs, not just one model that comes through, several model runs and several models. Once they come through, then I will be discussing that. But anyway, so yeah. Mostly rain, and like I said, I think there's much better probability of seeing severe weather down here rather than the winter weather. So that is what's going on. CMC model here overall, you know, which is one of the other models. I mean, this model doesn't even show like any snow. Sorry, a few flakes possible up in the Appalachians, but like I said, that's really not going to do anything at all. Honestly, even if that did occur, I doubt it even stick across those regions there. But yeah, mostly a rain event, man. That's what I do see out of this here event overall. And when it comes to like Icon, which is another weather model here, this one is like, yeah, this one mostly just shows a big bucket of rainfall. Not snow for these areas, but rain for these areas here. And, you know, maybe a bit of severe weather potential, I think could be a possibility. So, like I was explaining here, whenever it comes to the, the instability here in the atmosphere, some models definitely do show enough energy in the atmosphere to possibly spark off some severe weather. I think if we were to see severe weather, the most probable area would actually be Florida. It seems like the models, like the GFS, the ECMWF here, do show somewhat of an available amount of instability or thunderstorm energy, potential energy we call it, to be accumulating out there across the Florida Peninsula. So that is a thing. Here you go. Another example. This is the European model, and you can see the Euro or the ECMWF. This model, here, I'm gonna have to refresh it. It gets a little slow whenever you don't use it here. Yeah, there you go. So you can see how the potential energy does accumulate across portions here of Florida as well. This is here for the April 5th commute, or sorry, did I say April? February 5th commute. And this one's the late 4th. So there's obviously still a little bit of, things that need to be worked out between the models, but that's just basic long-range forecasting. I mean, that's what's going to happen is the models, they don't line up perfectly this far out. Like I said, you know me, I don't like looking far out unless I see some evidence. And I do see some evidence of instability available. Obviously, I've been seeing this storm system existing for a couple of days now, actually. And both the models do support it. So yeah, I'm very confident on the fact that we are going to get a pretty nasty rainstorm probably across the south. I mean, that's pretty much a given thing at this point. Anyways, let's see. What's up, Ryan? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. Things have changed, cloudy with rain likely. Okay. Cool. Is that for you? Yeah, also, like I said, guys, on another note, on another topic, guys, for tomorrow, this is kind of a bit of a concern. I'm a little concerned about it. It's not going to be anything catastrophic or anything like that, but it does have the potential to do something for tomorrow morning's commute. So obviously the models have been talking about a bit of a snow squall type of activity popping off here for tomorrow morning. This could be hazardous for the morning commutes across portions out there like Indiana and Michigan. There could even be a bit of ice on it, as some of the models, like as we're going to see here. This is the NAM model, the NAM 3K, and this is actually showing a bit of ice out there towards Indiana. This is showing a bit of snow, for like upper Indiana, for portions mostly of Michigan, though. With this happening, it could definitely bring some low visibilities. If you're traveling in, this is right for the rush hour commute. I mean, this is right at 8 a.m. This is when people are going to school, going to work. And you can see how, we get some deep blue in there, according to this model, which is showing some real heavy rates of precipitation. And so, with that being said, that could, first of all, obviously cause some problems for people driving, because it's going to reduce visibilities. But also, it could drop a little bit of snow. I mean, the models, let's see here, where's that at? Precipitation, here we go. It could drop a bit of snow. I mean, not a whole lot, obviously, but maybe some areas could see between 1 and 3 inches. I mean, it's certainly a possibility. That's the NAM model. Obviously, like I said, it's good to look at other models as well. Let's see here. Oh, that one's not done loading yet. So you obviously got HRRR, which this one also does show a bit of snowfall for some of those areas out by Ohio and portions of like Michigan and all that stuff for tomorrow morning. So there could be a little bit of snowfall on it. And if we take a look here over at the, let's see here, we're going to bring this up to the, here we go. HRRR here, you can actually see how it's showing a very similar thing to what the NAM was showing here, and basically showing that bit of a snow icy line that rolls through from this low pressure system. It's actually a bit of a trough that we were looking on the 500 millibar analysis here a little bit ago. There is a little bit of a disturbance, a bit of a low pressure system swinging its way down here to the southeast, which will be rubbing some cool air across the Great Lakes, allowing for the potential of some snow to form out of it. Also with that cyclone there, kind of, I wouldn't call it strengthening, but kind of maintaining. And actually, it's actually forecasted to weaken, according to this model, as we approach our way into the evening here, the 30th. And once that low pressure system becomes almost equal with sea level pressure, average sea level pressure, it drops all of that precipitation. So that is going to be one of the problems. That's actually one of the main issues I do see within the next couple of days here, or within the next day or two, is this. So obviously to my people out there, if you guys live out there in like Indiana, northern side I should say, northern central Indiana here, portions of Michigan, just brace for tomorrow's travel, because like I said, it could get a little hazy at times. What about Ohio? So yeah, also like I was saying, Ohio will be getting impacted as well. There could be a bit of snowfall. Actually, a little bit of accumulations are possible here across portions of the central western side of Ohio. It's definitely a possibility. So if you live out there in Ohio, obviously I would keep an eye out there for it. I mean, obviously there very well could be a bit of travel disruptions here for tomorrow. So we'll definitely need to be weather aware tomorrow morning for those areas, and just be extra cautious while traveling. Okay. But yep, definitely something to look out for. Let's see. I'm curious what the blend of models has to show us here. Winter weather, total snowfall. Here we go. Blend of, that's not even the right area. Here we go. Well, hold on. I might need to change this a little more to Mid-Atlantic, maybe? Okay, that should be good enough. Yeah, I mean, between a blend here, not even an inch. But this model, I will tell you, this one's very conservative. This model barely, gets crazy. I mean, it usually underperforms from what I've noticed. So I would consider this probably, best case scenario, honestly, in my opinion, because this model, it takes into consideration models that aren't really built for snowfall accumulating and stuff like that, so it usually doesn't, it averages out the good models from the bad models. It averages out good and bad models, which, really can throw off those accumulations overall. Let's see here, NAM, which is, the NAM. It's a big joke in the weather community. But NAM, does show places maybe 1-2 inches, which that's what I'm kind of standing with. I think maybe 1-2 inches in some areas, is quite a likely scenario. Let's see, 19 Zulu. Here we go. We'll do 19 Zulu. So this model here, obviously this does not reach the end, as you can see, or I am reaching the end of the model before it's done loading the storm here. But yeah, we're talking, 2 inches or so. Let's see, RDPS. This is Canadian. And you can see how this one shows up to maybe an inch or 2, maybe up to 4, according to that model. I don't, maybe extremely localized up there in eastern Michigan. Could we ever get that close? But yeah, you guys get the point here. I mean, we looked at several models, and they're basically talking about maybe between 1 and 2 inches maybe of snowfall. So that is. This is going on there. Also, it does show a little bit of snow up there towards some of those upper elevations as well, out there by western North Carolina, southwestern Virginia. Could be possible. For some of those higher upper elevations there, I'm not quite sure if Asheville would be included in that. I don't think so. Let's see. Okay, so Asheville. Okay, so that little marker right there is Asheville. Gotcha. Yeah, so not a whole lot. But yeah, guys. Well, that's just really what I wanted to talk about here is, obviously with that big storm system rolling through, could see a bit of problems for flooding out there in the Southwest, for California and all that stuff. Let's see. I'm actually going to bring up the precipitation. There we go. Here we go. Total QPF. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it really seems like the heaviest concerns are going to be up there in the northwest side of California. Could see several inches out there, according to GFS. Euro, ECMWF here. Yeah, kind of shows the same thing. So we're at least going to see 3 inches of rainfall out of this for places up there in northwest California. Let's see, GDPS. It's obviously good to, what I've learned over the years, it's obviously great to look at other models too. Never want to just look at one model, y'all. Yeah, this one shows, wow. This one shows a lot more pockets of way more rainfall. Look at the blend here too, I guess. Yeah, I've seen the blend's pretty good with the QPF, I've noticed. Yeah, I'd say between 3 and 4 inches seems to be a good possibility across those regions. But, alright guys, well, I tell you what, my friends, I think we're going to head off here for now. I'll be back on live tonight, so it's not the end of Andrew today. I'll be back on live later tonight, guys. We'll be back and we'll be, doing some more updates here on the weather and stuff like that. So that'll be right around 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. tonight, we'll go live again at our normal time. And if y'all have any questions before we roll off here, feel free to let me know. And if not, then we'll go ahead and call it a stream here, and we'll talk a little bit more tomorrow, or a little bit more later. Lose my mind, y'all. T-Dust says thank you. No problem. No problem. What's up, Scott? Catching us right at the end, man. Let's see. We'll watch you later. Sounds good, man. Yeah, like I said, we'll be live again 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central for new updated. Because at that time, we're going to get new model runs and all that stuff. So we'll have all types of new information available. So that'll be good. But like I said, guys, if y'all have any final questions, let me know. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing, guys. Leaving a like would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, like I said, we really don't ask for much on the channel, but if you guys could maybe subscribe and share, that would be great. Because, I mean, obviously, you guys could stay up to date with the weather, the crazy weather. I mean, we cover the whole country with what crazy weather that goes on. And, you know, between that and, you know, obviously, if you share this, you know, obviously if one of your friends, family, coworkers, anybody's in the risk, in different locations, we'll be able to alert them as well. So if you guys could share this channel, that would be much appreciated. We'll definitely help get the word out there, and we'll definitely help out in general to everybody else. So, but all right, guys. Well, last call for any questions. If y'all have anything you want me to take a look at, feel free to let me know. And if not, then we'll go ahead and head off here. I do want to go ahead and show y'all, like I said, once again on the flooding threat out there by California, like I was saying here for, let's see here. So that's day 4, I believe. Okay, so today's day 1, which today, obviously, yeah, day 1's the day of. So today is Monday. So day 1, day 2, Tuesday, day 3, Wednesday, day 4, Thursday. So for Wednesday, this is Wednesday's risk. And as you can actually see, Wednesday does have a really good, overall a really good shot for some flooding potential. This includes San Francisco, San Jose, Sacramento. Obviously, this area is in a little bit of a flooding threat here, but you're kind of on the lower level overall of the flooding potential. But yeah, so that is what's going on there. And of course, like I said, that's for Wednesday, and then for Thursday, like I was talking about here, for Thursday, you can actually see how, like I said, then it starts to include areas like Los Angeles, San Diego in the flooding threat here, which is a slight risk. And like I said, there's a scale from 1 to 4, 4 being the worst possibility for flooding, and 1 being still a threat for flooding. But the lower end, we're right in the middle as of right now, which is level 2. But I think we possibly could have an upgrade. This is my opinion. I mean, take this how you want to. But I personally think that out there towards northwestern California, we could maybe see a moderate. We'll see. I mean, if we're talking upwards of 4+ inches in some areas, that is definitely something that will be very concerning, especially for areas that don't really see too much of that. Candy, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you everybody else for subscribing. Like I said, not only will you guys stay up to date, but it also helps out YouTube push us further too, which will help keep everybody else updated. So once again, thank you to you guys who subscribed. Thank you guys for following along, and like I said, much love to y'all. And if you could share this, guys, be much appreciated. Not for my sake, but for helping the community out, helping everybody out around here. So, because the more people we can get here, the more information we can give to people, the more lives we can save. And you guys can help be a process of that by subscribing, by liking, and by sharing. Like I said, I don't ask for money. I don't ask for anything like that. Not doing sponsorships on the channel. Like I said, none of that stuff. So like I said, that's all I ask for. That's all I'd ever ask for, is just try to help out for the other people. But all right, guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Like I said, we'll catch y'all later tonight too. We'll be live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific, to the people who is in those time zones. And we'll catch you guys here in a little bit. But all right, guys, see San Francisco. Let's see here. Yeah, no, San Francisco Wednesday. Wednesday's your day, my friend, if you're in San Francisco. Wednesday's your day for flooding. It seems like a big flooding threat for you overall. But all right, guys, once again, thanks for joining. Thank you to the people who have subscribed, and obviously thank you all for being here and hanging out with us. Before we roll off here, we did have a donator today. Big special thanks goes to David Robinson for a $5 super chat. Once again, man, thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. And you definitely shouldn't have, my friend, but it will definitely, it helps out a lot, like I said. So thank you so much for supporting us. And all right, guys, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And once again, we'll catch you guys later on. But anyway, so stream's going to head off here in 2 minutes. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, family, anybody you're hanging out with here in the chat. And until next time, my friends, this will be later on today. We will see you guys later on. All right, guys, much love to you. Be careful, be safe out there, and we'll see you guys later today. Peace out, my friends. Catch you then.